the selling can be a very rich discovery moment. And you should use as a discovery moment. You should use not only to try to sell your solution, but more importantly, to try to understand what are the problems that your potential clients have. Hey everyone, here we are with another Produto em Pauta mentorship session. This one is in English, the first one in English, because I have here an international team from a startup called AgriSense. I have Lorenzo, Leone, and Sezgin. And so thank you very much for joining me in this session. Hopefully we'll be able to do a very interesting mentorship session. And to start off, let me ask you to introduce yourselves and feel free to connect with the topic that you want to discuss today.
Sure. You want to start, Leonie?
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting AgriSense and also the whole team of AgriSense to join your podcast. It's such a pleasure for us to talk in here, and also such a pleasure to meet you, Joca, and learn more. Absolutely, learn more from you. And I'm Leonie. I'm from Indonesia. Nice to meet you again. Hello, maybe there is a fellow from Indonesia. And then I am a founder of the AgriSense. AgriSense is a startup. We are early stage startup. We would like to translate the climate risk in the future into the financial risk for agricultural lenders. So that's the kind of idea. My expert in the climate risk financing. I've been working in international NGO in the climate adaptations, climate resilience, disaster risk reduction. So that's kind of my part. And yeah, I think I'm over to Lou.
Okay, Lou is me. She calls me Lou because L-O-U in English always finishes as Lou. I like it. I'm very used to it already.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm Lorenzo. I'm an engineering leader for traditional companies. And at the moment I am in this really nice entrepreneurship with Sezgin and Leone. I met Leone very recently it was a conference of a startups conference here in Berlin. And in Berlin, we have this scene, very interesting scene for startups. So right now we are in an accelerator called Uni. And I can see all the other startups there playing ping pong there, and other ones are having meetings here. So it's a really, really cool environment, and they have really interesting partners. So this is all you are doing that. So Leone was the one going after this the accelerators and applying and getting assigned to it somehow. No?
Yeah.
And now here we are because of you.
Thank you. But just to follow up before joining this incubator uni. So we just AgriSense also just accepted from one of the incubator from Berlin. Like there is another incubator program. That's the first incubator, and then after that we joined this incubator.
Yes.
So we would like to leverage the community, startup community in Berlin, because as we know, Berlin is one of the biggest city for startup in Germany or maybe in Europe, like London, Munich, Paris, and one of them is in Berlin. So why not?
Yeah, exactly. It's really to be even right before passing it to you, Sezgin. I was sharing a little bit how did I meet Leone in those startup conferences, and they are really, really nice. I really recommend to everyone coming to Berlin to come in and check it out. I think it's really interesting to see. So ideas popping out, creativity. It's really, really cool. Yeah. But now I pass it to you, Sezgin.
Yeah, hello everyone, and thank you for the invitation, and then thanks for this meeting. I'm Sezgin, and I'm from Turkey, and then I was doing a PhD here in Potsdam at the Max Planck Institute of Molecular Plant Physiology, and I just graduated in June, actually, in 2 months ago. And then later I discovered this uni startup workshop program, and that's why I met Lorenzo and Leone and and then I joined AgriSense as a head of science, and thanks to Leonie, and then it was very nice offer from her, and then I think we are working very well until now, and then it's very exciting.
Cool,
Yeah,
excellent.
that's it from my side.
Excellent. And the startup is the three of you, or is there more people?
It's still three of
The
us.
three of us, only very early stage. I think the three of us are in love with the idea, and we are in that moment that we are checking. So we are checking the opportunity and the unique selling proposition. Leonie is going to the Deutsche Credit Bank to validate the idea. She went to 2 to 3 different banks already to validate the idea with the probable future customers, right?
We are still in the process validation, so we need more clients or potential clients that we have to. I mean, because we are still early stages. Right now, we are not selling our product so far. At least we would like to know what is the real problem. I mean, we got a hypothesis problem, but we in this stage we would like to validate that's the real problem that our client experience. That's our current status.
Excellent. And have you been talking to potential clients and presenting the proposed solution, understanding their problem, proposed solution? How has this conversations been going?
We had one talk with one of the biggest bank in Germany, and so far, because it's just first meeting, we just get so much information about how this work, because we are focused on the climate risk of intelligence field. So we would like to know more about what is happening in the real world in the financial institutions. So far I just gave or informed just a little bit our solutions so far, and they say it's a good idea. They are interested, and it's a good solutions. But I haven't shown really detail about our product, like our dashboard or our API in the next future. But at least the core foundations so far is a good. But it's still an ongoing conversations. And we will have a meeting with another bank in Germany, and tomorrow. So fingers crossed for us. And then we also try to connect with another bank in Berlin, and also to another bank we try to connect with anyone, especially our client.
But do you already have a product in place? Has Lorenzo already developed something to present to the banks?
Exactly. Yeah. When I arrived, it was just Leonie had some prototypes, showing what would be the idea.
Yeah.
So, and as you can already imagine, more or less, the idea is related to banks giving money to farmers for agriculture, right? And the banks, they have a risk. And the risk we want to assess, and we want to give monitoring and early stages alerts for them, is the risk of climate changes, right? So using data from satellite, so it's very data heavy. It needs machine learning, very specific machine learning, and so we can give assertive information about specific crops in specific regions. So it's very data heavy. So we need lots of science.
Yeah.
And then we started building the MVP. We almost finished the MVP. So now I think we have something to show.
Yeah.
So which is nice. Mm-hmm. And then what I loved in this first moment, it's my first time in an early stage startup. So Leonie went to talk to the people from the bank. And then we were expecting them to love our screens, our product, but actually they came up with a different idea. They said, no, I don't care about your screens. I need your API.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean,
and then Leonie came back with a different product.
Yeah,
That was nice.
Yeah. That's kind of because different bank. I mean, of course, different company have a different internal needs and also internal system. Mm-hmm. So we have to try to adjust to what they already did so far, because we don't want to start from the zero, because it takes time for them and it takes money for them, maybe because of the value of the time. So yeah.
Oh, I see. And because it's very data intensive, that's the reason why you have Sezgin here in the group, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, kind of. And then, as Lorenzo explained, we try to develop the machine learning model. And then in this model, we try to set up the variables to calculate the yield in a very detailed way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea of this project actually, because of my master thesis at the time about weather index insurance. So it comes from my research scientist approach, and then I try to escalate or extend this topic. At the time, focus on the insurance, but I want to find another client, another potential who will use the kind of this model. So that's the reason we are really data heavy, and also our number that we will put in the API or also put in the dashboard, it's really based on scientific approach. That's the reason. Second, we'll know more about that. Yeah.
Makes sense. And what is the main concern that you have at the moment? What is keeping you up at night?
Okay.
I have one, maybe.
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah.
Because when the last time that Leone went to a bank to check this unique selling proposition, and we were certain that, oh my God, this is amazing. We are gonna give a type of risk assessment nobody has. It's very detailed. It gives the banks lots of security on lending money to someone. And then she came back with a little bit sad. She said, oh, actually, they already have something. So we were not expecting them to have something in what relates to climate somehow, which is the ESG, right?
Yeah.
They do have some ESG scores that they use to mitigate the risk of lending money to farmers, right? So they have many layers of risk assessment. So they assess the capacity of the farmer to pay. They assess the capacity of the crop to grow. I don't know. Maybe they look historical data. So they already have some. And but at the same time that they gave us a bad news, like, oh, we already have what I need. But at the same time, they told us what would be a good unique selling proposition for them. So they told us, but my information is not up to date enough. So I don't use information that is enough up to date, and it's not regional. So I think it's too broad.
A broad aggregate.
It's too broad. So they don't go regional. Like, for example, north corn or rice in the north of Germany in the summer, right? And what is the expected production of that in what regards to climate and everything else? They don't have this level of information.
Maybe I could give a general information. Maybe some of the bank or maybe financial institutions have that, but maybe from part of us, because we just had a conversation for a few banks, a few financial institutions. Maybe there's some banks already get that risk model more. I don't know, had another risk model. But the part is like we had they like our solution so far. But of course, when we try to research more but we already have the solutions. Actually, we already did that. Some part of my friends also working in the consultant for the bank, and they also he say also we already had the solutions. What we do actually what we did. So that's very interesting, challenging for us right now. So what is your unique selling point? How to find a unique selling point? How to differentiate your startup especially with the biggest company
from the competitors?
Yes, for our competitors. So that's also I just also need did something validations to other competitors actually. Like I tried to deep research through the website and then etc. But I don't know. Do you also have like advice how to find your unique selling point for a startup, especially for our early stage startup?
Yeah, you are very, very early, and what Lorenzo brought is can be frustrating because you had an idea of a possible solution to a problem, and then you get to the client, and the client says, "Oh, I already have some sort of solution." So the one thing that I like about doing the selling is, and this is the founders that they need to make this selling. It's very important. This cannot be delegated. So it's very good that you are doing the selling. You are talking to potential customers. Is the selling can be a very rich discovery moment, and you should use as a discovery moment. You should use not only to try to sell your solution, but more importantly, to try to understand what are the problems that your potential clients have. Because you have some sort of data in your hands, as I understand, but you are not clear on what type of solution you can build with this data. So you need to talk to the potential clients, understand what are the holes that they have in their risk assessment for lending money to farmers, so you can understand what you can do with the data that you have to fill those holes, to be able to be a valuable solution to them. So using this opportunity to talk to customers, to potential customers, is a very rich discovery opportunity. Don't try to only sell. Try to understand their problem. Try to understand their journey. How they lend money to farmers. What information do they use today? What type of information is missing for them to be able to lend more confidently? Try to dig the hole. Try to understand the problem deeply. So that would be my advice. Use these conversations in order to understand their problem, understand their journey, their lending journey, and try to understand what keeps them up at night in terms of lending money to farmers.
Joca, would you check something that comes to my mind also because of the topic we are researching, and we will somehow become specialists in the topic. And the topic is crops, different types of crops in different regions affected by different variables, climate, CO2, water. And then we will become somehow specialists in yield and crop production, right? And I see the financial institutions as one potential customer. Do you see whenever you have something that you become a specialist? And I say that because of our time at Gympass, I remember very well Gympass spinning up with different types of products, especially during the pandemic, right? So we were at that time specialists in something, and we had one product that suddenly we had a second, another product more connected to wellness and stuff. So in here, do you see the potential to happen the same thing? So for example, we are stressing now one of the channels to deliver our service, right? Which is the financial institution, the credit lenders, right? Do you see a potential for us to explore other areas like this topic is also important for farmers? This topic is also important for, I don't know, the Ministry of Agriculture of the country. I don't know, might have other people interested in the same science somehow.
Yeah, definitely. This is something to look into because you have valuable data in your hands, and from what I understood, it seems to be very precise and very detailed also. And I believe this could be valuable information not only to banks who lend money, but who else is lend money to farmers? Maybe fintechs. So you can talk to fintechs. Fintechs normally they tend to be more open to talk to startups. So could be a possible path. Who else offer services to farmers? So you need to figure out the whole chain, the whole value chain in the farmer industry, and map out this value chain, and see who else is involved. What are the other suppliers that you can talk to? There may be traditional suppliers like banks, and there may be more new ones like fintechs and things like that. What else? Maybe, I don't know, do they use ERPs? I don't know. Maybe they use ERPs, and maybe you can offer this data to be fed into the ERP to help them planning their plantation, and I don't know. But you need to figure out the entire value chain. Who are their suppliers? So they probably buy seeds from someone, they probably buy equipment from someone, they probably buy software from someone, they buy money from banks and fintechs, and what else do they buy? So, and the farmers itself, maybe this information is useful for the farmers. So there's a lot of discovery to be done there.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good tip for tomorrow. The meeting with the Deutsche Bank. We're having a meeting with Deutsche Bank tomorrow. So we were about to explore about regulations and things we have to comply to be a software provider for them. But it's a very good tip for tomorrow as well to get the bigger picture, right?
Yeah. And we also had these conversations. Actually, me especially, with someone in financial expert, especially financial expert in agribusiness, because agribusiness is not only agriculture. Like maybe you could also go to the company who sells seeds, or maybe to land the tractor, or I don't know, devices about agriculture, who really depends on the land of agriculture, because it will also impact to them. But so far, because it's not my expert, if about equipment for the agriculture, or maybe seeds of agriculture and etc., because it's more it's more broad and extent, and if we want to integrate it in our model, in our scientific model, it will make another model, right, Cecine? Because it's different. Because in the land, we will focus on the vegetation. Even in the vegetation, we have to know what type of the crop. Yeah. And even in what type of the crop, we have to know which stages they have.
Yes.
And how many, I don't know. It's more detail also. But if I try to integrate with the devices like the tractor or maybe the cooperative agribusiness, I also to look at more detail about what's the kind of the variable that I have to look at, so I could make another model to them. That's also, we had those conversations before with one of the, just a person I met in the networking event. And he also mentioned about fintechs, because fintechs more friendly with startup. How's about you also go to the fintechs? You're right, Georgia. And maybe he will, especially fintechs who go to the farmers. There's also, they also, I did the research about that. There's a few company fintechs. They also provide a service to giving a loan, or just giving a money to or just giving a fintech service to the farmers. That's kind of the purpose. Thank you so much, Joca.
There you go. And the data that you have, where did it come from? I don't know if you can talk about this, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, Joca, there are many APIs. Some of them are public that we can get data from. So, for example, let's give some examples. FAO from United Nations. FAO has crops calendar, so statistics about every type of crop in different regions. I think Sesgin must know better. Some other APIs as well, where we can. Is it Copernicus the one?
Yes, there is a lot. Yes, there is a lot actually, and free data resource available. But the point of our startup is not about we are not providing the data, but because our model to produce the data.
We use the data to produce our own coefficients.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see. So then when enters Sesgin and do his magic, right?
Exactly.
I like that word, magic. Yes.
I have no idea how.
Yes. So Sejin is the person who can make a magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Magic. It's very interesting, yes. We can also get the data from satellites, right? It's also open source data, and then to observe the field also in the parcel scale view.
And it's real-time data from satellites?
It depends on the source.
Depends,
Depends
But
on the
there's-
store.
Exactly.
They're pretty much up to date, yes.
Yeah.
Joca, I was
interesting.
thinking about asking for you something related to competitors, to get some tips, on competitors. How can we identify when there is still room for one more competitor? So for example, if we are entering a market, let's say that, so we are in the moment of identifying the competitors. I think you had a meeting with one of them recently. So we are in this moment of identifying if there is still room for yet another company doing more or less the same. How would you give us some tips about this moment of understanding the competition?
Have you mapped many competitors? What is the competitive scenario there?
Yeah. We have mapping this competitors actually, not only in Germany, but mostly they are in the US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they are more extent service. So because we are focused on the agriculture, they also like give a service to real estate, because our model could be also go to the real estate, like asset property.
Asset property.
Yes. So they are more broad actually, but I don't know so far, because I try to find our unique selling point, because we are very niche to agriculture. So that could be, I mean, even if we are not so broad business, but that's maybe the unique selling point, because we are focused on agriculture, and the methodology we will use a different approach for the different parcel of the different land. So that's our unique selling point. And of course, because of the bank regulations, we try to connect it with the bank regulations, especially with the specific regulations from the European banking authorities to the bank. We try to make it, that's kind of our mode so far. And because we are focused on agriculture, we are focused on the vegetations. In here, the mode of our startup, we try to integrate between the financial institutions perspective and with the scientist vegetations. That's the reason agent here, because based on my experience in the field, I also work at the NGO so far, and I work in the field in agriculture. So there is a difference, how to say that? The difference look between in the farmers and then also with the private sector. But it's really good if we could integrate between them, so we could make the really climate resilience together, not only from the private sector, but also to the most vulnerable group that really impacted from the climate. That's also the fundamental, the reason.
That
Yes.
would be a spin-off of our service, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's also the reason why I also built this startup, actually, why climate fairness, climate justice, and yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, if you have competitors, but they are broad and you are more niche oriented, that's already your differentiator. You can go deeper where they are unable to go that deeper because they have a broader coverage. So in your case, it makes sense. This is actually, I don't know if you know the Crossing the Chasm book. It's a very well-known book on technology, on taking technology to market. And one thing that it explains is that normally when you have a technology, you have the early adopters, the innovators, the early adopters, and then you have the early majority and the late majority. And between the early adopters and the early majority, you have a chasm. Some products are unable to cross this chasm. And the reason is normally because they are trying to make a product that is too broad, that is that does everything for everybody. And when you do everything for everybody, you are unable to be very good in one specific area. So that's the reason why Facebook in the beginning didn't start as an open social network. They started as a social network only for Harvard students. Then they opened to other campuses. Then they opened to the entire country. They didn't open globally initially. And that's the strategy for you to be able to cross the chasm. Be good at one thing and one thing only. Be very good conquer this small niche, and then you expand to other close nearby niches. So that would be the advice for because probably your competitors, what they did in the beginning was that if you are able to study them, probably what they did was that they started in a niche and then they broaden. So that's good. That could be a good path for you to go.
Yeah, that's what I love the most in the AgriSense idea, to be very, very specific, right?
Okay.
So adding yet a very specific layer of risk assessment
Yeah.
in crop situation, understanding how is the production going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's very pointed in the return that this crop is going to bring. So it's I really like how focused it is. Yeah.
And by the way, Lorenzo, we leave this at GymPass because GymPass started out as a pass to access gyms.
Yes.
Only that.
One
A
pass.
Yes, one pass to access gyms. And then it became this corporate benefit. They expanded to be a corporate benefit. So companies can offer to their employees access to gyms and studios. And then we realized we could go beyond gyms. And we started to offer wellness benefits, like wellness apps like meditation app, a nutrition app, mental health, exactly. And this broadened our offer to the point, because you notice that GymPass is a name very related to gyms, right? The same way as AgriSense is very related to agriculture, exactly. But then they decided to change their name from GymPass to WellHub. Now they are called WellHub because they broadened their offering from only gyms to gyms and wellness activities. And then they decided to change their name from GymPass to WellHub. So it's a natural path to follow.
Okay, so we are on the right track then, right?
Yeah, I think so. I really like focusing on specific niche.
Because I was thinking, I was confused. It's like I'm so very niche, or I need more broader business model. I don't know, because based on my research for the competitors, they're more broad. Like they're no focus on the agriculture, just specific agriculture. They are
Credit in general.
yes, credit in general. Yeah. Thank you, Joca. Yeah.
And it's good that you are focused now. And one thing that I don't believe you have this issue, but it's common for startup founders to be tempted to look at other grass. Other grass are greener, like I'm trying in agriculture, but it's difficult. And then real estate seems nice, so maybe I should try real estate also. And then you start to diversify your focus, and you don't have enough bandwidth to take care of everything. So from what I'm hearing from you, you seem to be very focused, which is good. But be careful of the temptations of the greener pastures,
I mean, I had that experience honestly, I had an experience before I decided it's just only for agriculture, or it's also just for the real estate, or both of them. Because I know this model could be also beneficially for the real estate.
Yeah, other areas.
Yeah, but at the time when I had a time, oh my God, it's too heavy for me. Okay, just focus on what,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a talk like that. It's too heavy for me. I think I just want to start from the little, and then let's see what's the future has. We will follow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if eventually, this is important too, if eventually you got to a point that, there is no room in agriculture, then you can pivot. Then it's a moment to pivot, If you try for some time and you see, I've been talking to banks, it's been difficult. I've been talking to fintechs, it's been difficult. So maybe here is not the right place for me to go. Maybe I should pivot. Then it's an opportunity to pivot. But you should try a little bit more. That's my impression.
Okay. I mean, talking about pivoting, like how many, so far, based on your experience, how many clients that I have to talk to validate our idea and our problem before I decided want to pivot the idea or the service or the solution?
That's a good question. There's no fixed up number of clients you need to talk. There are some people that say if you talk to 6 customers and 6 say you are in the right track, then you have a reached PMF in the B2B. There are some people that say that. But yeah, I mean, a handful of clients saying that you are in the right direction, or know that they don't need that at the moment, that could be enough a sign for you, a signal for you to make the decision. You know, you're probably gonna feel after a few conversations, you're probably gonna feel, Lorenzo, Sesgin, it seems we are not in the right track. There is no big opportunity here. Maybe we should think about something else.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
Really good tips. Yeah.
Really, yeah. Thank you so much, Joca. Okay, and maybe I would also like to ask about the
Yeah.
market opportunity. Because so far, right now, our market is very niche, especially, of course, the agriculture land, but we have to know how much the agricultural land have loan from the bank. And then very niche, and I would like to ask you how to distinguish between the real market opportunity and a problem that the founders simply find interesting. Because of course we find like the problem itself, but in the market sometimes it's not so big market. And
so we are kind of getting in love with the problem that we want to solve, but maybe the market is not so interested.
yes, or maybe, yeah. I mean, the market, especially for not only how many hectare of land that get the money from the bank, but or maybe, I don't know so far, maybe from the bank itself, not interested at all about this model, because maybe out of the date of the climate thingy thing. Because they think like, I don't know, maybe they think like we have another priority, not the climate, or maybe we have another priority instead.
Or maybe other variables are more interesting for them instead of climate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, how to distinguish, and if you found that easy.
There's only one way to know: talking to customers, talking to potential customers. There's no other way around it. You need to talk to customers and understand if this is something that they value and they are willing to pay for it. This is also important. They need to value to the point that they want to pay enough money to pay yourselves, right? to pay for the existence of the startup. And in terms of being a big market or not, basically, it depends on your expectations. Do you want to grow very big in terms of being a huge startup with a lot of employees and a lot of money, maybe going after some VC money? Or no, maybe you want to go bootstrap for some time and have enough money to pay your bills, so you don't need to have a second job, a third job, and only focus on AgriSense. So you need to define what are your expectations regarding AgriSense. What do you want to build, right? And having that clear, the size of the market, it needs to fit your expectations, right? So if you are going bootstrap and you need like, I don't know, a dozen customers, and that's enough, that pay the three of you, your bills, so that's good. No, you want to go after VC, you want to go the whole startup journey, okay, that will be a different game, and you need a market of billions of dollars. So in order to have some money invested in your company, so you need to decide that. And just to complete the reasoning, you need to decide that, and this is not set in stone. This is for the moment. So now you agree, oh, you want to be bootstrap for some time, and okay, now we've been bootstrap for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. You know what? We can go bigger. Maybe we should go after VC. That's okay. You can change your mind during the journey, but you need to have these priorities, these expectations clear between the three of you. What do you want to build for now, and in the future maybe change this or not. It's up to you.
It's like setting up a vision for the enterprise itself, right?
Exactly.
For the company. So are we going to focus? Is it going to be Germany? Is it going to be Europe? Is it going to be born global? Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I also had these conversations with someone who focused on the bank. He has been working 20 years in the bank, and he's kind of know about sustainability stuff and that. And he had these questions for me too, like ask these questions. You have to think first, like, what is your priority, your expectations in this field? Because maybe some kind, maybe in the future, we don't know. So far, that I mentioned, maybe this is not the priority itself for, I don't know, the banks or maybe even the regulations of the country. So because it's climate change maybe climate change is because, I'm so sorry to say that, I don't know, like maybe there's also governance or political about the climate change perspective, drive to another perspective, you know that. And you have to see that expectation so far, but for yourself first, you see yourself in your startup, you want to get the money, or you want to solve the problem, or you want to make a real impact.
Yeah.
Because of course it's a good thing we can get all of them together. But I don't know in the reality, in the real life, if there is a kind of the startup or a company can get it in one package. Thank you, Joca.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of food. It's a lot of food for thought. Yes.
Yeah.
My pleasure. And please keep me posted of your advancements.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
will.
Joca.
Thank you so much, Joca. This has been a very nice conversation.
Yes.
Really nice to meet you again. I hope
you.
to go back soon to Brazil to meet you in person.
That'll be nice. And if I go to Germany sometime, I will ping you and we meet in person.
Exactly, please do.
Especially go to Berlin.
Yeah, come to Berlin. If you come to Germany, come to Berlin.
I will.
Yes.
Very nice meeting you. And for you, who stayed here with us until this time. I hope you have enjoyed our first international episode of Produto em Pauta Mentorship. Thank you so much, Leone, Lorenzo, Cesmin. And if you want to have a session like this, whenever I post these episodes, I share a link to my calendar. You just book your time there, and we're going to have this conversation around product, business, and all things related. So thank you so much. A gente sabe como, né, seria importante a gente poder conversar com nossos usuários, nossos clientes, todo dia, toda semana, mas a correria de produto não deixa. Por isso a gente criou a Revelume. A Revelume é uma ferramenta que ajuda exatamente nisso. Olha que bacana. Aqui eu tenho a definição, né, da minha pesquisa. Aqui, por exemplo, eu estou fazendo uma pesquisa sobre Netflix para a gente conhecer descoberta de conteúdo, né? Então a gente vai conversar com pessoas para saber como que elas escolhem, o que elas vão assistir. Aqui as perguntas, né? Como você normalmente decide o que vai assistir, e se já teve uma situação que ficou muito tempo sem conseguir escolher, né? Aí uma vez isso tudo definido aqui, você dá contexto, você dá uma série de informações, qual é a tua hipótese principal, que decisões dependem dessa pesquisa, né? E a partir daí você sobe a tua lista de contatos aqui, você sobe um CSV com a tua lista de contatos. Ou você pode adicionar manualmente, o que você precisa dar de informação? Somente o telefone, o nome da pessoa e o contexto. Ela assinou durante X tempo e cancelou e assim por diante. Ela é multi-idioma, inclusive. E aí, a partir daí, você dispara as pesquisas. E aí você acompanha as conversas. Isso é super legal. Então, um exemplo aqui de uma pesquisa que foi comigo aqui, né? A conversa toda aconteceu aqui, quero participar. Aí ela faz a pergunta, aí eu respondo, e assim por diante, né? Até chegar no final. Ela faz uma série de pesquisas E aí depois, uma vez concluído, o que acontece? Você já com 2 ou 3 pesquisas já pode gerar o teu relatório. O teu relatório já tira uma conclusão, te dá alguns drivers aqui, né, desconfiança, né, e relevância das recomendações, necessidade de estratégias para descobertas externa, né, de conteúdo e assim por diante. Ele te dá uma série de insights aqui interessantes, inclusive com texto, quotes ali, né, citações e próximos passos, né? Que mais que você pode testar no seu produto, né, para melhorar, te dar inclusive sugestões ali, até com direito a PRD aqui, para criar PRD, te dá um resumo numa frase, e para te manter constantemente pesquisando, ela tem aqui as próximas pesquisas, né, te dá sugestão, olha, aprofundar o conhecimento sobre fontes e critérios e processos, né, de decisão para buscar conteúdo e assim por diante. Então é só clicar no botão e criar nova pesquisa. Então, poxa, se isso fizer sentido para você, assim, para a gente aqui, a gente está acelerando bastante, nossos clientes aqui também estão acelerando bastante sua pesquisa. Se fizer sentido para você, revelume.com, com i, revelume.com.